What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be ranking the Super Mario Galaxy boss fights, and later on, of course, we're going to do Super Mario Galaxy 2. This is a ranking video I've been needing to do for quite a while, and I wanted to bring back Mario Galaxy videos again. So yeah, we're going to rank all the boss fights. Unlike most mainline Mario games, Mario Galaxy does have some pretty cool fights. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and rank them. First off, we have is, of course, Dino Piranha, which is basically the first boss you fight in the beginning, the first boss you ever fight. So, I mean, what do you expect? But for the challenge alone, I say it gets a solid B tier. So, yeah, good boss, honestly, starting off the game. Why are these out of order? Whatever. And my nose still isn't great. Next up we have is Baron Burr, which is basically, you know those icy things that you see in Mario Galaxy? That's basically what this is, a boss fight. I mean, it's not that hard, really. The only thing that can happen is he pushes you off the edge and stuff with freezing, but otherwise, I don't know, it just kind of exists there. It's just that boss that just, oh yeah, it exists. Alright, next up we have is Boltergeist. I always hear this is one of the worst boss fights or one of the hardest fights ever, but like, I don't know, I never had an issue with it aside from, I guess I can understand the Daredevil comment, but I don't know, I never understood why this one was so hard. It's generally one of the coolest fights. Basically, you have to wait for a black boo to spin at Boltergeist to break the boards, and then you just hit him when you have his weak point. Honestly, I don't care, this goes in A tier. So yeah. Next up we have is Bowser Jr., the star of the show right here. Basically, this may not be much. You use a shell to hit his airship a few times while dodging bullet bills and stuff. But generally, I don't care. The theme alone makes this an S tier. Like, it's such a banger theme. This is basically why I consider Bowser Jr.'s theme, by the way. So, yeah. Alright, next up we have is Bugaboom. Yeah, Bugaboom. Basically, you use, well, you're playing Mario Galaxy, because Mario Galaxy 2 did reuse some boss fights, which we're going to talk about later, of course. Basically, you use the B power-up to fly over him and ground pound his weak point. Sure, I guess. Let's not make it any weird. But yeah, I don't know. It's a simple fight, even though it can be hard on the last phase, so yeah. B tier. Alright, next up we have is the Fiery Dino Piranha. It's the same fight, just fire. You have to wait at certain points to hit it. That's all it is. It's the same fight, but harder. Alright, next up we have is Camila. This is basically Kamek. Not really, though. But all you have to do for this fight is she throws shells at you, and you have to wait. Oh, she throws shells and fire at you. You have to wait the perfect timing to get a green shell and just hit her. I don't know, I never really liked this fight personally. It just feel like it, I don't know, I guess it's a little on the east side, but it's a B tier. Both phases, by the way. Alright. Now this, here we go. Next up we have is King Fin. This is a boss fight underwater this time. Basically, you use green shells again to hit him while you're swimming. Basically what it is. I don't know, probably one of the weaker fights, because, I don't know, I never really liked water boss fights, I guess. Next up we have is King Kariante. Say that 5 times fast. Basically, you listen to the rhythm of the music, and he throws a melon at you, and you just gotta hit him with it. He throws a little pattern with it, so you have to pay attention. It's a cool fight, though. I do like it. I think I will put it in A tier, just for the concept. And the harder version, later on, it's the same fight, just more lava. So, yeah. Alright. Next up we have, if I remember the name correctly, it's not showing the name. Major Burrows, yeah, that's the name. Basically, you have to spin into him. Sometimes he goes back under the dirt one phase, but then he just runs away. You just gotta hit him twice, and then you're done. Not really a hard fight at all, so B tier. Alright, next up we have, can you even call this? I mean, it's technically part of the bosses, but, I mean, like, what the hell am I supposed to say? Minibug stack. Basically, you ground pound, and then you have the other phase. I mean, this shouldn't even qualify as an actual boss fight, but it does, but it's a D tier. Alright, next up we have is Mega Leg. It's a giant robot dude that has legs, duh, and you have to climb all the way to the top to get the Grand Star. I always love this one, honestly. Just sort of tension with it. A tier, even if it's pretty easy. If it's only World 1, too. Next up we have is Pterodox. Basically, you use webs to fling and hit his hit the green orbs, and then you have to hit his butt. Yeah, okay. It's a B tier. I don't know, I never was really super excited for this boss fight. Well, whatever. Next up we have is Top Mannequin. I don't know how to say that, whatever. But basically, it's just you jump on it and then you spin it to do some damage. You know those spinners that you see in Galaxy? That's exactly how you do this fight. Not really that hard at all, honestly. So I guess it's cool visually, but that's it. And then the same version, just harder. Yeah. No, excuse me. Next up we have is Water Bazooka, which is a mole, which is basically a mole in this little robot, machine. He shoots water at you. If you have the B prop, you can kind of just cheese the fight and fly. If not, you have to use a switch in order to continue. Otherwise, this boss fight is painfully easy. You just gotta ground pound 3 times and that's it. And this one is basically the same, just with the spring power-up. The spring power-up isn't bad when you don't have idiots yelling at you over how it's the worst power-up in the game. It isn't. Now, the Bowser battles. Oh, excuse me. Thought I heard some noise. Of course, we have the first phase. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but it's a Bowser battle, so it's an A. The second phase is a little bit better, even if it's not hard. And then the last phase, I don't care, it goes in S tier. Definitely, like, one of the best, probably my favorite 3D Mario final boss, honestly. So, yeah. Alright, that's Galaxy 1's bosses. Now let's move on to Super Mario Galaxy 2. Alright, and now we have, of course, the Super Mario Galaxy 2 bosses. So, let's just go ahead and, we're not going to waste any more time with this. Let's just go ahead and get started. And here we go. First off we have is, of course, Pee-wee Piranha. This is a little interesting compared to the last fight. You have to break the shell, or I guess the egg, and after a few times, revealing, and of course you have to just hit the butt. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Definitely just it's a starter boss, so it's not going to be anything crazy, but still, very interesting fight to say the least. Alright, next up we have, I think this is supposed to be, is this supposed to be the Boomsday Machine? This is literal artwork, but, alright. But anyway, this is the Boomsday Machine from, like, the 5th world. It's generally one of the sickest fights, like, ever, so, yeah, S tier, easily. And I'm gonna include the rematches, because why not? We have, Boulder Geese again, and why are they using artwork? Whatever. Again, it's the same fight I literally love, so... yeah, definitely gets an A tier. Alright, Bowser Jr. I'm guessing this is the oh no, we already have the Boomsday Machine. Which Bowser Jr. are they talking about? Who cares? Because you only fight them... yeah, you literally only fight them twice. Whatever. I guess no other Bowser battles, so whatever. Let's say Bowser for last. Because why not? Oh, excuse me. Anyway, let's just move on. Here we have this again, of course, Bug-a-Boom. This is the same fight as usual, nothing too crazy except you can use the Cloud Flower this time, so that's kind of neat. Or you usually have to. Alright, next up we have is, oh, this one. This one is called, I know the name, Dig-a-Leg. Dig-a-Leg. Basically, you have to use your drill power to hit from below when you're on the other side of them. I generally do like the concept of this, even if it is simple. So, above B tier. Next up we have is Gobble Guts. We're going to showcase both versions. I used to hate this fight, like, literally, but until I understand what to do, it actually became a lot easier. Basically, hit is, yeah, that, you have to hit the bulges. That's literally what it says here, and, yeah, as he's moving around. I do remember this boss fight, of course. And I remember struggling on it, but at least I got the hang of it, so I think it goes in A tier. And now we have the Fury version, which is basically the same, just, you know, harder with fire. A tier. Alright, next up we have is Glam Dozer. This is just, basically, you go on the other side of this thing, you know those things that crop on the other side, basically the same way you fight them. It is more of a waiting game, so that's why it gets a lower B tier, but it's a solid concept, I guess. Next up we have is Picante? I don't know. Basically, she shoots melons at you, and most times watch out for fire, by the way. You have to just keep hitting it back to him. I definitely do love this fight. A tier. I don't know why there are multiple versions of these. Whatever. Womp King! This is a throwback. Get it? Throwback Galaxy. Basically, it's the same way you fight a Womp. You basically wait for him to slam down, and then you go quickly to ground pound. Definitely a classic for sure. A tier. Next up we have is Bowser Jr.'s Mega Hammer. I really love this one, honestly. Basically, you use Yoshi to swallow the bullet bills. Well, not swallow it, but you use the bullet bills to shoot Bowser Jr.'s chest, and from behind, too. Gotta do that 2 phases, basically. This gets an S tier. Oh, Bowser Jr. has such goated bosses in these games. For sure. Oh, excuse me. Next up, Rollodillo. Basically, you just roll around with the rock, try to hit him at the right time, hit his butt a few times. I really did not like this fight, but it's fine, I guess. Next up, we have a Sword Betty. I'm definitely rushing through this, as you can tell. Basically, it's a snowman. You have to hit the red nose in order to do damage. He just rolls around the platform, so it can be a little tricky to hit, but you get the hang of it, it's fine. But it's a B tier. Alright, next up we have a Squizzard. Squizzard! You wait for him to open his mouth and you shoot fireballs at him a few times. I remember really not liking this, but it's fine enough, but I don't know. Lower B tier. You can tell which Galaxy game has the more interesting fights. Alright, well, we still have... Okay, we have this one, though. I do like this one. King Lakitu. Throw spines at you, you have to throw them back at him. That's pretty much what it is. How you fight an old Lakitu. But it's an A tier, so it's good. Alright, I don't know what this Bowser Jr. one is. I don't even know. But the last one we gotta do, of course, is Bowser and the final boss. The final boss in this game is weaker than Galaxy 1, since it's like 30 seconds long to finish it. But man, I don't care. It's so cool looking, and this deserves an S tier. Go ahead and cry about it all you want. Anyway, that's the Mario Galaxy bosses ranked. Not many like lower tier ones this time, even though I still think Galaxy 1 has more interesting fights. That's just me, though. Anyway, thanks for watching. What's your favorite boss in Super Mario Galaxy? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks.